Hello. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. It's very hot weather. Not very hot weather, but hot weather. So medyo late tayo ngayon. We're just a bit late. So we are going to proceed now to the Air Festival right away. Ayan. Yung TikTok to ah. Ayun. Nagigibang na. Ito yung alam ko. Noong unang panahon ay yun yung 1941, yan yung ano nila, bomber. Yan yung inabot natin ngayon. Yan ang tumitira ng mga ano, dadala ng mga bomba. Wala na. Seryoso ang ano, seryoso ang mga manonood ah. Nasaan ka na ba? Ayun eh, dito na. Yan. Kaya sila pag umaatake. Ayan. Nung ano, nung 1941 yan yung mga bomber. Kung nakapanood po kayo ng, if you are watching World War II films or First World War, ay yan po, ganyan. Umaatake yung mga nagdadrop sila ng ano, nagdadrop sila ng bomba. Ayan. Kaya lang dapat may ano, mayroon kang ano yun, parang fog, usok para nakikita ka namin. Ay, hindi pala nakalusot na, walang iya to. Wala ka naman dalang bomba eh. Tinataguan mo kami. Wala na uli. Ayun. Hirap pabulin. Huwag ka na masyadong labayo. Ayan, titira na uli, titira na uli. Titira na, titira. Ayan, 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 ayan. Tira pa namin sa lens. Ayan, kita siya. Hirap pabulin. Pag nag-shooting pala yung hirap pabulin ng mga to. Ayun. Palitan yan. Palitan yan. Walang iya ka. Ano muna? Ayan, walang pumorma ng pumorma yan. Ayan muna. Yung iba naman. Yan. Atake na si Pogi. Palayo. Ayan, papalapit siya. Ayan. Kita na sa, ano, sa camera. Kaya nahuli rin kita. There you go. Whew.
Marquis especially was called as the P-47. Then a hugely experienced guy. He's actually retired to be a captain for the massive amount of experience on the 7 series of Boeing. He was a flying instructor, and his first job was actually was with Logan Air back in the 80s when I was involved in flying Ireland in those days as well.
Nagsimula nga pala ito, ano, this air show festival ay ano to, air festival ay nagsimula nung ano, it started in 1980. Tapos annually.
And he's always been doing this. He used to build models of these aircraft as a kid many years ago. Just hear them
Ayun na, umalis na. Nagtampo.
Here, the next action really checking in on air traffic control as well. Just a quick recap then, what can we look out for during the course of the afternoon?
Well, of course, still to look forward to, as you say, we have the Wildcat all the way in with the Wasp as well, something really exciting to see here, first time for the Wasp to display here over Bournemouth Bay. We have Rich Goodwin back in for you this afternoon, and of course the Windwalkers beautiful vista here.
British Navy pala.
We have the Battle of Britain Memorial Flight. We have, of course, the Typhoon back in and the Blade along with the Chinook later this afternoon for you. Remember, you like to stay up to date with everything that's taking place as the flight times do change ever so slightly.
Kung sana pumunta sa taas, kaya lang mapapalayo tayo masyado.
But for the rest of the weekend. This program, of course, our celebratory commemorative edition for the Queen's Passengers in just £6 available across the site.
Alay na naman.
Thank you, Andy. That's very good. So we just eyes on now. We're told that in about
chopper. Pag-chopper ng sunod.
Kevin, many decades of aviation combat, both called shipborne. She dives to the right-hand side now, and you'll see the Wildcats, the HMA 2 from the Overton, alongside
Ayun, may chopper na. Kahapon walang chopper.
Virtual opportunity to see them in formation for a while. And as we are now at flying stations, I will make sure that all the crew are ready on board. Ladies and gentlemen, bring on the Royal Navy.
Yahoo! Chopper uli. Nga, ang tapang mo. Tingnan natin kung ano may pagmamalaki nitong dalawang chopper na to. I watched this before last year. Talagang matindi-tindi talaga. Ayan, andun yung chopper. Sa chopper ka mag-focus. Aha, tindi-tindi to. Oh, yabang. Tingnan natin ang tapang mo. Putang ganda. Laki nung isa. Aha.
Well, it's a unique privilege, combination. Now, Navy Wings, of course, is an organisation doing its maintain the historic values and keep really interesting aircraft like the Swordfish in the air for future generations to see and appreciate. Two workhorses here.
Parang yung isa ay assault, tapos yung isa ay
Wildcat's been in service now for a couple of years. They've got about a dozen or so of these embarked, and of course a predecessor that developed out of the Lynx helicopter program. Before that we had the Wasp, very similar to the British Army Scouts, but of course for manoeuvrability as well as folding blades, they had the wheels on all the Navy aircraft to ensure that they could manoeuvre around the deck as well.
Two different generations, George, but you can see the lineage there, can't you?
Yeah, in many respects you can. Of course, also the lineage based in the company in Yeovil with Westlands, now Leonardo as it's known. Of course, many people say that the Wildcat is not a derivative of the Lynx. It is a very different aircraft that was produced, but there are many similarities between them, but not much, obviously. The Wasp, to a certain extent, the first truly British built thoroughbred helicopters for both the Navy and the Army in its day. And I believe the team now is looking to enable both aircraft to reposition for their solo displays. The Wildcat with Jim Carter on board, taking it out to deck to prepare to come back on the B-axis. Meanwhile, coming in low on the right-hand side, we have Tim Delaporte, who's bringing in this Wasp, owned and operated by Navy Wings. The Heritage Flight of the Royal Navy's Fleet Air Arm, also based at Royal Naval Air Station in Yeovil.
Ayan, sige, tira. Air Festival, tingnan natin. Chopper, naabot natin ay chopper. At saka yung isa ay yung nagdadrop ng mga bomba. Noong 1941 yun, ha. Ito na. Napanood na namin yan, eh.
Bo tam też jest, ci na łódkach też obserwują, wiesz?
This aircraft is painted in the colours of HMS Aurora's Wasp of Flight, which was a Leander class frigate.
Napanood na namin yun, eh.
To pan nagrywa, bo tu gadamy.
Originally called the Sea Scout, it was developed alongside the Army Scout, as mentioned earlier, and was one of the world's very first frigate-based helicopters, first flying in 1963, with a longevity not being retired until 1988.
62 to 88.
Most of them had in fact been replaced throughout the mid-1980s by the Lynx, and now of course the Wildcat
Ayan na. Tumira na. Ayan, tumira na. Yun lang.
Tim himself used to fly Sea Kings with the Royal Navy, and when he retired from the Navy, he went on to fly many types in the 32 career of British Airways, including most of the Boeings and the Airbuses, plus some of the British types such as the HS-748, the BAC-111 and the BA-RJ-146. Which, in my mind, I suspect makes him rather senior. Just a little bit. Because I think you don't remember
Dito
half
ka
of those
mag-exhibition.
I do not.
Diyan sa malayo.
I had a go in the BAC-111 once. Yeah, it was great. Felt quite sporty.
Wala dyan na. Baka may nanonood din doon.
I think they have one of those down at the Bournemouth Aviation Museum, actually. So that might be worth a visit afterwards. Don't rub the age factor in too much, I'll tell Tim.
Dito ka mag-exhibition sa Bournemouth, wag dyan.
So, powered by the mighty Nimbus engine, of course, as is the Army version of this aircraft, it could carry 2 torpedoes or 2 anti-ship missiles, plus the GPMG, of course, which is the general purpose machine gun. Pretty regular, heavy-duty machine gun of the military at the time.
And they played a very important role in the Falklands, because I was reading last night that in 1982, as the government brought several reserve frigates and their helicopters back into use, that gave the Wasp a new lease of life.
Yeah, it certainly did, and many others. Gave the Vulcan a new lease of life. The Vulcan was about to be chopped, believe it or not. I mean, and then, you know, that was glorified in its great success. Super stuff. So, Tim, give us a good nose-down view there. When he's looking at you, do give him a wave. They do appreciate
Somersault.
Yes, the first missile that was fired in anger by the Royal Navy was actually from a Wasp at the Argentinian submarine, the Santa Fe, during that very conflict. The missile hit the submarine, preventing it submerging, and thus the sub was captured. Now, it's notable, having mentioned the Royal Navy, of course, and flying off ships, that we have no ships here today, and we've produced apologies from the Royal Navy, but they're jolly busy.
But they may be here, just submerged.
I rang the hotline, there's nobody in. But actually they are. You know, you just can't see them at the moment. Okay, they're out there, probably underwater. Might be in Poole Harbour, you never know. We all know what goes on. So I think they're actually stealthily patrolling the Bournemouth Air Festival from below.
Stealth is the new word.
Yeah. So these aircraft also serve with many other navies around the world: New Zealand, South Africa, Netherlands, Malaysia, Indonesia and Brazil. And retired from the New Zealand Navy in 1998. Generally carry pilots plus one air crewman or missile aimer. Had some interesting missile aiming devices on both the Navy and the Army version. Bringing it into the hover now, he'll give you a few sideways and rearward transitions, and as I say, a great chance for you to get him away.
So, in action, you've got the back of a boat going up and down, the back of the ship is heaving. How do you get this down onto the deck?
It's just jolly good luck, I think. It's a pretty fine. I take my hat off to naval aviators. It is quite the most awesome experience. If you haven't seen it, I mentioned it to Andy One yesterday. To look at it, a Danish link getting onto back to one of their frigates in the most horrific sea I've ever seen. And it just goes on and on and on and on. Eventually they get it on. But yeah, tough job getting out, because your airfield constantly moves as well. You take off, you come back, it's not there. It's not where you started. It takes an awful lot of coordination as well, and I take my hat on. So well done. Thanks for Tim Delafosse there, and with a really competent display of a very historic helicopter, taking us right back to the 60s and now bringing us back up to date. Keep your eyes peeled right out in front of you for the Coast Commander Jim Carver, who has just been given clearance to fly in, and he'll be coming straight in front of you over the big boats you see out there in the bay. And they, of course, all being also monitored and controlled by our maritime agencies around here today. We work very closely with one of their officers up here at the command point to ensure that they remain outside their exclusion zone, just as we manage the airspace as well, to ensure there is no disturbance to the display itself. Well, we're running away by so many different things going on, and still lots more exciting to come. So hope you're enjoying it. Sun's coming out now, it's getting hot where I am, so that means take care of those children. And thanks very much to
Hindi na masyado.
I think, well, it's going to be a lovely day. With the back road now going right through until
Lots of stuff on the east coast of America, you have the Denmark here there, which your children and yourself, of course, can get to meet the experts, the apprentices, the graduates and the technical team from the Arts University, Bournemouth, Beagle Aircraft, Draken Europe, to name just a few. Rolls-Royce are there as well, which is something to enjoy. I was up there myself yesterday evening. Some really interesting stuff there. If your kids want to get into this type of industry, the STEM Marquee is the place for them.
Napakainit. Palpa kasi yung unang coverage ko dito kahapon. Hindi pumasok yung ano. Hindi pumasok yung ibang ano.
Royal Navy Aviation, tremendous capabilities and developments. Of course, they were invited to start alongside the Royal Flying Corps, setting up their own individual fleet aircraft. And very successful they are at that history as well, quite likely. The Black Cat demonstration, you see, albeit a solo demonstration now, unable to field two aircraft. I've been very, very popular on the aircraft circuit, going back at least 2 decades, knowing originally as the...
Nakakapait kayo Kala ko yung jet lane na.
They adopted that. Well, you know about that,
Now, this goes back to the Royal Navy tradition of one-upmanship, doesn't it?
Absolutely, spoofing, basically. Yeah. So you say something to me, and then I can go one better than you. We won't do that. We won't bore everybody that's listening today, because we're focusing on the aircraft. But it's about that, and it's also derived from the Lynx Wildcat of 702 Naval Air Squadron back as well. So two versions of the cat, both combining to fit in with the naval flag of black cat. Yep.
Come on, sunod na kaagad. At napakainit.
And very successful machine now in both sizes, both types, the Army and the Navy version based at the Royal Naval Air Station in Yeovil.
Ayun din nga.
Running in there, please welcome the solo black cat.
Bumalik ka pa.
They're running in there at 120 knots and transitioning into a cyclic-led climb. We don't call it a stick in the helicopter, it's cyclic that has very good functions in terms of connection with the rotor head. And that's followed by a nose over towards the ground and rotating to your left to 90 degrees.
Ababa, nag-iabang.
Wildcat, as George has mentioned, is the latest generation of the multi-role helicopter that's been specifically procured to operate from the frigates and destroyers of the Royal Navy, replacing the Lynx Mark 8. The Wildcat has a more powerful engine, allowing it to be thrown in extreme conditions. Evidence for you right in front of you now, and it can do that all year round.
And completing a 360-degree wing over there, right in front of you. He'll now go out to the right-hand side and complete a 180. It's a very neat, very quick repositioning manoeuvre. Essential, of course, if you're in a hostile combat arena.
The Lynx Wildcat has, of course, a more robust fuselage, a high-tech interactive display, and it's got a new radar system as well that provides 360-degree surveillance. It can carry Stingray torpedoes, it's got a door-mounted half-inch heavy machine gun, and new light and heavy variants of the future anti-surface guided weapons missile. A formidable opponent if you're on the other side.
Dapat naglabas ka rin ng machine gun.
Doing a sideways transition here, where the pair would have done their joint manoeuvre, but pirouetting along the display line can be a little bit tricky though. Because to maintain your station, of course, there's a lot of control inputs going both the cycles and of course the tail rotor as well, to maintain the accuracy all the way down.
Hindi kinaya, patras, reverse.
And here a solo version of the swing-based manoeuvre. Something very popular when they were operating in the fair. Not a little pirouette rotation.
Of the many roles that the Lynx Wildcat carries out, it's used as an anti-surface warfare protection, force protection, and counter-piracy. It's also able to carry out an anti-submarine role as well. As a shipborne helicopter, it provides commanders with a flexible attack capability which can be deployed to tackle a range of threats at sea and from the sea.
Leaping there as he came out of that rotation and over the shoulder departure, now going into a flat figure of 8 manoeuvre, just to show you the tightness of control and manoeuvrability of the aircraft in a narrow area.
Hindi na kita makita.
On board this aircraft, state-of-the-art sensors, state-of-the-art equipment, and our best weapons systems. It's an outstanding asset, and it maintains the Royal Navy units at the cutting edge of our worldwide
Ba't ba dyan ka lang
operation.
pupunta? Nandito yung mga manonood. Bugbugin kaya kita.
A range of 420 nautical miles,
bugbugin
A
kaya
top
kita.
speed of
Ano yata?
157 knots, that's 180 miles an hour.
180 miles per hour. Putsang bilis. Dito ka kasi mag-ano, exhibition sa harap namin.
Well, it's not quite last night. It was Thomas, but it's jolly naval music, isn't it? Marvellous stuff. And Jim there really accurately now timing this as he rotates at
Saan ka
the same
pumupunta eh?
time.
Nakakasira ka ng trip ah.
And of course, a lot of extra assistance there. There's a lot of information in the Wildcat compared to the Lynx operations. A lot of digital connectivity.
Asan na?
The radar, of course,
Ayan.
hugely helpful in that position. And of course, essential for the
Nakakasira ka na
weaponry
ng trip ah.
connections to and ensuring the accuracy
Ayan,
of the
ayan,
hit
ayan.
on whatever end of the position. A lovely nose down there.
Ayan.
Going out to your left-hand side, go through another wing over. And after a final message, hopefully gives you a chance to wish them and his rebound
Aba.
opportunity for a good wave off.
Nag-ibang. Ano yun? Parang ano, airwolf. Oo, yan yung airwolf. Ayan, lakas ng 180 km
What
per
a beautiful
hour.
sound.
Miles.
Well, you're going to hear all that from the Chinook boys.
Yeah.
180 miles per hour. Pang-assault
Used to say
talaga.
jet noise was the sound of freedom, but now so many say, but it's actually blade stuff. It is there we go. Depends what your background is, whether you've brought up in rotary or fixed wing aviation.
Hi, Dan!
Back straight and putting up very tight wing over position. And now a great chance to give Jim and his team, he's giving you a bit of a waggle now. Come on boys and girls, mums and dads, please give the Royal Navy Black Hat solo display and Lieutenant Jim Carter, I should say, a wonderful wave off. Really good machine. Heating, powerful and
Laki pala nito.
what would you think? Well, we must say thank you, of course, to the sponsors of that display. There is a sponsor. That's a good one, isn't it? Well, I think it's all of us, because
It should be sponsored.
over the years, the Royal Navy have just committed so many resources to this show that they deserve a lot of credit for that. So now down on the right-hand side of Bournemouth, towards Bournemouth Fair, a great chance for everybody down there to give Jim and his crew a great Bournemouth Fair Festival Platinum Jubilee style send-off to get him safely back for another season.
Oo, na siguro si na
But
Idol.
of course, we have a huge number of sponsors doing so many other different things. It's not just the aircraft doing it, of course, but the whole night air show, for example, coming from the Air Festival patients. And the activity going on, the result of the contribution of so many different companies, as well as the military as well. And the STEM marquee is a good example with so many different outfits involved there. EB Precision Pool, the University College, Arts University, People Aircraft. I think you mentioned some of these earlier on. A whole range of different local companies and national companies involved. So really outstanding
Okay.
stuff. Ooh, well, here we are.
Oh, well.
This is just my way. It's well over an hour gone already, and the excitement will continue throughout the rest of the day with the Royal Navy departing there. One of your favourites about to be coming next, and one of my favourites too. Consummate chap, you may have seen him with Sarah Farmer last night on the BBC Weather. I was busy with the ITN weather at the same time, which surprised even me, I can tell you. But he took her flying. And it just explained a little bit of what it's like to be in this quite remarkable area. And Richard, a very tenacious, fully committed, dedicated individual to always achieving better and better. And this is no exemption at all. Flying and this aircraft, it looks really tiny, but actually it packs a punch way beyond its and he will descend very slightly. Look over to high on your right hand side of this. Perfect. Change position. When he puts his side on and descends, that's its entry for his signature.
Hihirit pa uli. Babang yabang ko.
And here he goes. You can hear the power coming on. He's diving down, using that. He's then going to flip it onto its side for his signature knife edge pass,
may usok na
which
to.
is a pretty remarkable.
Kanina walang usok, ngayon may usok na. Sige nga.
And using the fuselage here to create an extra bit of lift.
Ayan, yan yung may usok na yan.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is Richard Goodwin in the amazing jet clips. Yes, this is the guy who, for him, the extent of the aviation envelope, this is
Ang yabang, ang yabang.
to explore it as far as possible, develop an aircraft to match his expectations at the same time, and here with a massive 300 horsepower, 8-cylinder engine on a very, very small biplane, he does every different maneuver in the book. Right at the top end of advanced aerobatics, this is a man to beat. And of course, huge commitment, training, dedication to this with this hugely advanced and heavily modified aircraft.
Grabe ang usok na dala mo, ha. Ayun, ito na.
Yeah, so Richard's got this in his blood very much. Here he is upside down, and we've talked about negative G, so all the blood's rushing to his head at the moment, doing a level turn, and then, well, as I say, he gets really bored flying in a straight line, so let's just throw in a few flick rolls as well, shall we? Just for good measure.
Dito. Towards us.
Truly outstanding performance in so many respects. Father was a well-known 100-day pilot in Royal Air Force, which self-joined. He's an engineering graduate at heart, and he just spent virtually all his spare time, I think, in his hangar up at Gloucester, tinkering with new ideas. So as well as putting up EP engine on the front, he's got a much stronger wing. Of course, he's got a modified rudder and titanium landing gear as well. So this aircraft has a greater roll rate than most others, and also has the power, because not only will he perform a massive number of aerobatic maneuvers here, tumbling right the way through, you can see, and they're sticking this cockpit, he's going all over the place at the moment. He literally rolls it around like in a big plum pudding, making the aircraft tumble, roll, turn, and flick all at the same time. Really impressive stuff. A bit like putting yourself in a spinner and watching a fast spin. That's going up now, not quite well, now putting into a long back, putting in the solid, but he's using the residual power to hold it. He's holding the aircraft on what's left before kicking it into a stall turbine. There, at the same time. Very, very difficult. All this maneuvers, many of them designed by himself. So Richard also joined the Air Force, following his father as well. He spent a fair bit of time on operations on the Tornado fleet, before then becoming a pilot on the Boeing series of aircraft. Spent most of his time developing. Started out on a Crispin Eagle many years ago when I first saw him. Then using the muscle biplane, the red and white one in the Union Jack livery, which some of you will remember from previous years. And now this particular aircraft, as well as the extra modifications, has got a hole on which he's going to put a bar through the front of the fuselage, just behind the engine. And on that, his plan is to fit two small, very, very small jet turbine engines. And goodness knows what performance that is going to give him when they get through it. Again, letting the residual power just hang on there, literally hovering the aircraft right next to the stall. Look how slow, I mean, it's basically not going forward very much at all, is it? You can see from the smoke there that it's basically pointing the aircraft upright, but now pushing it forward, back over the top, and using that energy and height, converting that to speed to enable him to pull up into another series of dynamic maneuvers. the history of this genre of aircraft goes back to the mid-40s, a guy called Curtis Pitts developed these aircraft, and through their history they've absolutely dominated world aerobatic championships in so many different countries and different styles. Very popular here in Britain in the 60s and 70s, like the Brian Lecomber and the Rothmans team just walking away with so many different prizes. But this is a much meatier version of aircraft. As you can see, it's very small, but what a pleasure to pack into the sky in the hands of someone like Richard. So when Pitts first developed these, he had a logo on the side. He used to put a
Habulin muna kita rito sa camera, walang yaka. Ang hirap pong habulin,
side of the skunk. And one lady made is very, very famous indeed.
Umiikot kayo, umiikot din ako.
Little stinker.
Nawala na.
Unsurprisingly, it's not hanging, normally it's hanging upside down, where you'd expect a pit special to be. Just as Richard is now. And again, don't forget, so all that blood is in negative G there, so it's very uncomfortable. Pushing against yourself, and this is very hard pushing against yourself in an outside climb where the pressure of blood on his head will not be very comfortable at all. But soon put himself out of that, puts the positive back on again as he home now, and it's all very cozy and a lot more comfortable again. The aircraft is self-stressed from +6 to -6. Again, a slide down sliding across the sky. Now, you may not have noticed it was featured last night and again on his wings here. His own personal sponsor, the Savio Group, has transformed his efforts here using this space and time right now to just cool down the engine a little bit, to check what's called the T's and P's, to confirm that he's ready for the next set of procedures before he enters into what he refers to as power. So essentially he's going to convert all this height into speed, get some energy on the way down. Just lots of rolls, because boy, come down in a straight line when we can do it.
We are live here in Bournemouth Air Show
rolling and flicking it
Festival.
Up to maximum speed now. We get maximum energy, pull up into a 5 to 6G pull up, and then using all that style power and energy right up the top, stick it rolling, and then keep on going, and just hang on what's left of the energy and drive from the propeller, turning in a gyroscopic nature. So that's the aircraft fuselage there, reacting now to the turn of the propeller itself, but letting it now drop through his own smoke, and you'll have a head
and
down.
you can still watch this in my YouTube channel.
There it goes. When he's totally run out of energy.
And you can click my TikTok.
Really impressive bit of flying. Superb stuff indeed. High energy stuff is something you've got to really train for, not just practicing in flying terms, but actually also physically to ensure you're very, very fit and strong. Really, really important.
There you go. Ayun, may taas pa talaga, walang ano to, walang kapaguran to ha. Overtime ka na ha. Saan na yan? Tindi ng ano nito.
Well, watching this is almost exhausting, isn't it? I was talking about keeping safe. Now, I mentioned his own personal sponsorship with Savio, but actually, once again, we, thanks to so much local help coming from the Cumberland Hotel in the Ocean Islands, and again, they're also helping Morrissey there, putting up all the crews, and it helps our work to be in the same place as the Cumberland Hotel and Oceanic Group, responsible for bringing us Richard Goodwin and this amazing display here today.
Muse?
So So now a good opportunity, not quite his final pass, but he can see you here, and do give him a massive wave, won't you, boys and girls? This is one of the most outstanding aerobatic displays you'll see in this country. A really first-class guy. He's just peeking out now, he can see you, although the top of his head is facing you. He's actually having a look over his top. Now a wing waggle. Richard Goodwin in the Jet Hit Special. He's just going to chuck in one more little manoeuvre now, and he'll go off the top of this and go safely back to Bournemouth Airport. Well, I tell you, can't go anywhere straight around this guy. It's absolutely strong. And we'll just do a bit more hovering while we're at it, shall we? Very unnatural position, isn't it?
It shouldn't be happening in an aircraft, should it? But it's beautiful.
Almost a sparrowhawk just hovering there, looking for the bird of prey down there, looking for the prey down below in the hedges. Absolutely outstanding. He's a really, really super guy as well. But my words, you know, intense attention to detail, and I just don't know how this aircraft's going to go when he gets those little jets on it. So, yeah. I mean, it's going to be. I don't know whether he'll use them all the time or whether when he's in the hopper, he'll just sort of you know, say, well, I'm hopping here now, and if I know these engines, maybe I could just go, you know, up into the sky with a little bit of extra energy. I mean, that would be
Yahoo!
very, very exciting thing to do. But,
There you go. Babalik pa.
it's just in a bit. Well, I hope you enjoyed that, Andy. It's your first ship with me, isn't it?
Fantastic display as always. I'm in need of some refreshments, and there's plenty of places you'd like to join me. Down on the beach you have a sandbar, also Sedman's Bar on the East Cliff at Zigzag, HMS Spirit down on the Sunset Beach, and of course on the Overcliff as well. Our good friends, I have to say, at the Hop On In Bar. Very nice Typhoon Bar there last night. In the lower gardens, HMS Bar Club will keep you entertained. In the Vintage Garden Event Bar, down there by the bandstand, this has been inspired by the speakeasy prohibition times when gin was produced from old vintage bar clubs. Get down there, there's lots of activity on the stage, some great food as well, and some mojitos.
Oh, sounds very, very cool indeed. Well, we've got an enforced earlier start to this particular break. A good opportunity to enjoy that and make sure the kids are all sorted for a very exciting,
Break daw muna, break.
predominantly Royal Air Force second match this afternoon. So we're going to take a slightly earlier break and take it as well. Heading back for a bit of light entertainment.
Wala na yung ano sa army. Sa kahapon lang pala yun. Yung mga rifle.
No, but Luke, that's about
Dami nilang noodles.
Excuse me while I light my spirit. Oh God, I got to take it.
They are hot radio 102.8. Sakit na ng likod ko. Just done a church service. this morning. I just did the cleaning of the church in Corpus Christi. So after that, I had my lunch at home, and after my lunch, I just ran here just only to have the second coverage kasi nasayang yung yung first coverage ko rito, nawala. Sayang. Ang ganda pa naman ng pero anyway, along the highway, that would be fine. It's okay, that's why I had my second round to replenish. Wow.
Radio, the official radio station of the Platinum Jubilee Air Festival 2022. Good afternoon.
It's Elisa and Dave. I hope everyone is well. Everybody keeping hydrated out there. Got your sun cream on because the sun has come out.
It is looking glorious down here. We're on the East Cliff. We're looking out across Tall Bay. The flying has just finished for the next 45 minutes or so. Coming up though, lots of exciting things to look forward to. Starting off with the Memorial Flyby Lancaster, the Hurricane and the Spitfire from 3 o'clock this afternoon.
In the meantime though, plenty of things going on the ground. This is a great time to get us to walk around and investigate some of the armed forces and RAF divisions. We have just around the area.
Hot dog. And as usual, ito yung ito yung rice talaga. Tindi-tindi. Ito mga batang to. What's that?
Coaster.
Once Navy, always a Navy. And I said it was given by the beautiful young girl there. Maybe like student, like that. Anong oras na kaya? Eto yung nakunan ko kahapon ng video. Grabe. Yung pababa na. Pababa na siya. Ito ano yung tawag doon? Nazi. Na Tapang niya. Parang baliwala. Ayun ang mas matindi. Ayun, 6. Ano ko na dumanang sa sector na yun?
5 full back stick. Full left stick. Round it goes through another 270 high off the roll. 90-degree back turn to the right. Pull us back round towards the line. The airplane's accelerating hard all the way through this. 350 knots now. About 2.5 G to the left hand. Roll. 6.5 G now.
Ay, kung lumamig-lamig ng konti. Kasi pag doon ako pumunta, papalayo yung lalakarin. Feel tired. Ay, mas marami pala rin yung tao.
Followed by 360 fast roll. 60 decelerating rapidly now.
Ayun.
Accelerating all the way around final. Looking now for
Ito, matindi-tinding laro. Ipabalibag ka talaga sa taas. Throw na. The machine will throw you on the air. Ayun yung dalawang batang sexy. Ayan, throw you on the air. Look at that. Oh dear. Oh. Grabe. Kitang ka natin ang contest. Wow. Shit. Hey. Tama yan sa mga ano, halimbawa, if you are young and you want to be a pilot, this is the good sports for you. Not the best na sports para sa ano, ikaw ay nag-ambisyon maging pilot. Yan. Hirap siyang ano, yung capture. Ito talaga sa television. May kasunod pa kaya yun? May kasunod pa kaya yun? May kasunod pa kaya yun? 2:11.
Been made for and take your bitch. Yes, I've been doing this for a min. I keep thinking get it, Mark's done got it. 10k cash, that's a quick day's profit. Whips, but it's with chicks, catch me anywhere there's goods. We've been I got feelings whips, but it's with chicks, catch me anywhere there's goods. We've been pulling them big boy licks, take trips, get these touchy out to my bitch. Young John's ready killing this shit, I ain't happy if the back don't shook 6 weeks. You know me, I still brag for my click, relax in a real ain't stopping for this, tell them. Hey, chest, I make them things move loose. Walk in the dark, I don't care who's who. They all know my face when I step in the place, but they can't walk a day in my shoes. Got one from the gym, now all these chicks wanna hold this thing. I don't need me a wife, man, love me.
Oh, they're back, I would've got that one.
Roll for me.
Cat. Oh gosh, she's going on it, boy.
It's waiting for Treefor's on madness. It's raining. It's crazy fun for everyone. This one's crazy. This one's fun, but people are saying it's number one.
Value we can get though, meal wise.
And they were kind of one.
Ay, nako. Pagod na.
Yeah, what did you get? They never took up and put the glass.
Two brothers there. We've got more updates coming up throughout the afternoon. It's set the flying commencing again in around about 25 minutes time.
Call the jam line, hands free, if safe and legal, on 01202 57 1028.
Nee.
Coast Guard. Ayan. Dapat sunod-sunod ang labas ng ano, ng mga jet. Alas stress na tuloy. Pagod na. Well, I'm not sure kung we are going to wait for another half an hour. I feel tired now. So, we'll see what will happen. Kasi sabi ng announcer, half an hour para bago dumating yung ano, yung another performer ng air festival. Ang gusto kong makita yung ano, yung jet na talagang pag dumaan siya ay muugong ng husto. But anyway, we'll see. How long are we going to wait? Thank you. Thank you.
We're gonna send you, of course, we're gonna send you the.
Nakita ko nito. Hindi ko na matandaan ko sa.
I got a fake no question. So one of my
Siguro hindi rin pumapasok ko siya baka sarado. Kasi bakit walang tumatambay din? Ganda rin tumambay din eh. Stress ko. Nag-duty naman yung gusto. Bale, dalawa na rin naman yung ano ko, isang bomber, saka yung chopper, saka sa yung speed airwolf. So not too bad, I think. Not too bad.
everybody on Bournemouth Beach, down at the seafront and all across the South Coast right
Seafront.
now. We're enjoying still a little bit of
Ilabas.
sunshine down here, in between the clouds, but it is beautiful. It's at least for a
Ilabas
day.
na yung
We're
jet
here
na
on the
yun.
Warbus on the East Cliff, live for Bournemouth Air Festival 2022.
Absolutely, lots of people planning on staying for the entire day and staying all the way through until night there this evening. Plenty of things going on to bide the time until it starts again, isn't there?
You know what? I walked that mile and a half last night, just before night air started.
Yeah.
It was all of the food and drink that you could get. And then, in between that, you've got the funfair rides as
Well,
well.
that's what I was going to say. I'm pretty sure I saw some dodgings last night.
Yeah.
There's some beach bars out there for the adults who are planning on staying. And, in fact, there's a big party going on this evening.
Is
It's
it?
the Sweet Sensation Air Festival Fireworks Fiesta, which is happening at Sunset Beach Club. Now, this is right down on the beach by the pier. Special guest DJs are Ladies on Mars. They're coming from Argentina to do
What
this.
time?
Martin the Hat and Kev Scott from Hot Radio. We've got percussionists down there, people on the trumpet, lots of live music. And this is going to be happening from 6 to 11 p.m. You can get your
6
tickets
to
now. You can buy
11.
them on the door. However, I get them now because as soon as this starts, everybody kind of wants to be in there because it's the best place to watch the fireworks tonight.
Absolutely, it's going to be beautiful down there. And then the next couple of days, we've just got all kinds of things going on, from everything in the air through to the different villages. So up here on the East Coast, just down from us, we've got the divers, we've got the Navy team, we've got the RNLI, and then down towards the actual seafront of the beach itself, you've got Challenger tanks too that you can climb on.
Yeah, that's down in the Army Village. You've got a rock climbing wall if you fancy climbing up. If you don't want to climb on a tank, you can go up a wall. Yeah.
And earlier today, we spoke to a fitness expert who's also on the local Royal Marine St Paul, who is doing a fitness challenge tomorrow, which is going to involve all of the different services.
Yeah, that's right. That's Leo. He's got a beach down on the gym. You've probably walked past it. No, Jim, down on the beach. Thank you, Dave. Yeah, you probably walked past it. So tomorrow they're doing a challenge between all the different forces, Army, Navy, RAF. We're going to throw in a couple of our hot radio guys, see how they get on pitched against them. I believe there's things like crawling under cargo nets. There's all kinds of beach tests. That's what he was saying, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So lots for you to see and do, and head on down here to the festival over the next 3 days. At the moment, the weather's looking really nice today, so come on down and make the most of it. We've got more music to play for you from Mystique in just a few minutes, and then we pick up with the commentary with the next set of flying getting underway from 2:45 this afternoon.
Keep it hot.
2:45.
Radio.
10 minutes, 15 minutes, 15 minutes wait. Oh dear.
Health service, dog watch locations, and more. Warm water, a range of shampoos, and blow dry. Watch your dog and enjoy our fun, flexible, and easy-to-use cuisine.
My hair is my bag.
Time to go home, I think. I feel very tired now. Alangan na bumalik ka pa sa fireworks. Kasi dito pwede mag-parking.
That's just rude.
I cannot wait for another 15 minutes for another air festival. It's a jet. But I'm really keen to see the jet fighter for an exhibition. Pero I would rather go home. So let's go. Ay, nahabol pa lang sila. Okay. right, all right, all right. Thank you, thank you. I think I have enough. God bless.